Hello, it's Miss Davis, and today I'm going to read to you. I'm going to read a book called The True Story of the Three Little Pigs. Miss Rebecca read you The Three Little Pigs yesterday, and today I'm going to read you about the true story of the Three Little Pigs. My version's real. Her version probably wasn't, because mine is by A. Wolf. And let's see which one you like the best. And it's as told by John Sitzka and illustrated by Lane Smith. Do you know what it means when it's told by John Sitzka? The book's been written before, but he tells the story. And illustrated means that Lane Smith drew the pictures. So I'm going to introduce you to just a few amazing words that I want you to listen for in the book. The first one is spoil. What does spoil mean? Maybe when you leave food out of the refrigerator and it gets really stinky and your mom says, "Ew, that's spoiled, don't eat it." That's what spoil means. Or maybe it's when you get too many things, they say, "You're spoiled rotten." That could be spoiled too, right? Let's see which one it is in the book. Fault. What is it when you hear the word fault? Maybe you say, "Oh, it's not my fault it got broken." Fault. Let's see what it says in the book about that. And fellow. What is a fellow? Am I a fellow? Or is your daddy a fellow? I think it's a man, right? Let's see. All right, so on the cover it says, the title says, The True Story of the Three Little Pigs. Everybody knows the story of the three little pigs, or at least they think they do. But I'll let you in on a little secret. Nobody knows the real story because nobody has ever heard my side of the story. I'm the wolf, Alexander T. Wolf. You can call me Al. I don't know how this whole big bad wolf thing got started, but it's all wrong. Maybe it's because of our diet. Hey, it's not my fault wolves eat cute little animals like bunnies and sheep and pigs. That's just the way we are. If cheeseburgers were cute, folks would probably think you were big and bad too. Look at him hiding down there. But like I was saying, the whole big bad wolf thing is all wrong. The real story is about a sneeze and a cup of sugar. This is the real story. I bet you're thinking, how could it be about a sneeze and a cup of sugar? What do you think? Way back in Once Upon a Time, I was making a birthday cake for my dear old granny. I had a terrible sneezing cold. I ran out of sugar. Do you believe that? Do you think that's what really happened? So I walked down the street to ask my neighbor for a cup of sugar. Now this neighbor was a pig, and he wasn't too bright either. He had built his whole house out of straw. Can you believe it? I mean, who in his right mind would build a house of straw? What happens when they build a house of straw? Does it make it really strong? Or would it be not so strong? So, of course, the minute I knocked on the door, it fell right in. I didn't want to just walk into someone else's house, so I called, "Little pig, little pig, are you in?" No answer. I was just about to go home without the cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. That's when my nose started to itch. I felt a sneeze coming on. Well, I huffed and I snuffed. Oh dear, I think something's fixing to happen. And I sneezed a great sneeze. Look what's happening. What do you see in that doorway? Looks like a piggy tail to me. And you know what? The whole darn straw house fell down. And right in the middle of the pile of straw was the first little pig, dead as a doornail. He had been home the whole time. It seemed a shame to leave a perfectly good ham dinner lying there in the straw, so I ate it up. Think of it as a big cheeseburger just lying there. Do you think that was a good idea for him to do that? Or do you think that was why he ate the pig? I was feeling a little better, but I still didn't have my cup of sugar, so I went to the next house. This neighbor was the first little pig's brother. He was a little smarter, but not much. He had built his house of sticks. I rang the bell on the stick house. Nobody answered. I called, Mr. Pig, are you in? He yelled back, Go away, Wolf, you can't come in. I'm shaving the hairs on my chinny chin chin. I had just grabbed the doorknob when I felt another sneeze coming. I huffed and I snuffed, and I tried to cover my mouth, but I sneezed a great sneeze. And you're not going to believe it, but this guy's house fell down just like his brother's. And the dust cleared. There was the second little pig, dead as a doornail. Wolf's honor. There he is. Look at the forks laying there. Isn't that funny? Now, you know food will spoil. Oop, there's one of our words. If you just leave it out in the open. So I did the only thing there was to do. I had dinner again. Think of it as a second helping. I was getting awfully full, but my cold was feeling a little better. And I still didn't have the cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. So I went to the next house. This guy was the first and second little pig's brother. He must have been the brains of the family. He had built his house of bricks. I knocked on the brick house. No answer. I called, Mr. Pig, are you in? And do you know what that rude little porker answered? Get out of here, Wolf. Don't bother me again. Talk about impolite. He probably had a whole sack full of sugar. And he wouldn't give me even one cup for my dear old sweet granny's birthday cake. What a pig. I was just about to go home and maybe make a nice birthday card instead of a cake when I felt my cold coming on. I huffed and I snuffed and I sneezed once again. Then the third little pig yelled, And your old granny can sit on a pin. Goodness, look at that face. Mercy. Do you feel sorry for the wolf? Oh dear. If this is what happened, I don't know. Look what's fixing to happen. Now, I'm usually a pretty calm fellow, but when somebody talks about my granny like that, I go a little crazy. When the cops drove up, of course, I was trying to break down the pig's door, and the whole time I was huffing and puffing and sneezing and making a real scene. Look at the headlines. Big Bad Wolf. Wolf, I'll huff and I'll puff. The rest, as they say, is history. The news reporters found out about the 2 pigs I had for dinner. They figured a sick guy going to borrow a cup of sugar didn't sound very exciting. And they jazzed up the story with all of that huff and puff and blow your house down, and they made me the big bad wolf. That's it, the real story. I was framed. But maybe you could loan me a cup of sugar. Poor old guy, do you believe him? Do you think that's the true story? I don't know. It's up to you. It's up to your decision. You'll just have to weigh it out. We'll compare and contrast later and find out. See you later. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye.